Chris turns 80 this year, and here he is, out in the bush, doing what he enjoys most. Man down. A bit of a moonscape out here, a few blades of grass, not much else. Oh, another oh shit moment. Oh, it's a bit soft there. Yeah, look at that. And welcome to another Mongrel Dog production, and welcome to this, the Shooter Shack, as part of Desert Raid 2025. I told the wife I was going out to buy a packet of smokes. She forgot I gave up in 2001. I could be in the doghouse when I get home. Anyway, grab your gear. Let's go. Well, g'day pilgrims. Welcome aboard. I'm on my way to link up with a small group, once again, and we're going to go for a journey through Australia's Outback. This particular trip has lots of moving parts to it. The first part will be actually attending a motorcycle rally called Desert Raid, which is in remote Western Australia at a place called the Shooter Shack, but more on that later. And after that we'll then continue heading east and make our way across half of Australia before heading northwest. But once again, more on that later. So the marry-up point for this trip is a place called The Lakes. It's just a roadhouse, about half an hour out of town. So we'll make our way there, link up with the others, have a brief chat about stuff, and then get underway. Once again, welcome aboard. Alright, this is The Lakes, the roadhouse. I should be meeting 4 other blokes here. There's Chris and his Ural, but more about that later. So yeah, we're still waiting for a few blokes, and that's okay. Alright, while everybody is suiting up, we'll just go through who the players are. Tom, Broken Leg Tom, some of you would have met him already. Broken Leg Tom currently has an undisplaced fracture to his right leg from some weeks ago, and he just wanted to be part of Desert Raid this year, by hook or by crook. So he's packed his crutches and he'll be with us for as long as he can be. Klotz on his DR650, he's been with us a couple of times on different rides. He'll be with us for the duration. Chris out the back there on his Ural, he was with us a couple of weeks ago on a Suzuki V-Strom 650 outfit. So he's got a couple of bikes to choose from. The reason he's brought the Ural on this trip is some of the conditions are going to be a bit gnarly, and the Ural's got not only 2-wheel drive but also reverse gear, and that might come in handy for some of the snottier conditions. And then Chris is our support vehicle for the first few days. Chris didn't want to miss out on Desert Raid, but because of the state of the conditions, he got a bit anxious, so he's decided to leave the bike at home. So he'll carry our spare fuel and make sure our beers are cold. So yeah, he'll be with us up until the Shooter Shack, and then on to Laverton, where he'll spear off and go home. Fairly low intensity day to day. We'll get a few hundred kilometres under our belt. We'll stay off the blacktop where we can. Alright, from here we'll make our way to York and then hopefully pick up some back roads after that. York, 45 kilometres. Alright, beginning of the dirt for us. I'm not quite sure what the roads and tracks are going to be like, because a lot of it is new territory for me. Anyway, we'll be right. If it gets too snotty, we'll turn around and pick up the blacktop. I think the track might go this way. We were just on some twin track a minute ago, but we've just crossed the road, and the road conditions have improved considerably. This is called the Goldfields Highway, or Goldfields Road, I think, and it sort of parallels the main highway, Great Eastern Highway, in most cases. I mean, if the going gets too tough, we'll just pick up the blacktop, but if it stays like this, we'll be alright. I've already lost sight of Tom. That worries me. Mate, it's a bit damp underfoot. It's not bad, but it is a bit damp. Oh, this can't be good. Oh dear. I hope he hasn't hurt himself. Well, I can see a headlight. That's a good sign. They're moving. That is also a good sign. Maybe he was just checking his load or something. Anyway, we'll keep going. I did actually get a report yesterday from somebody. A bloke had broken his leg while he was transiting from a place called Cockabiddy on the Air Highway. He was heading north towards the Trans-Australian Railway line to an old siding called Hague, and some of that terrain out there, once it gets wet, it can be bloody dangerous, bloody slippery. Yeah, somebody had come to grief, broken a leg, took the police 5 hours to respond, and the nurses were a couple of hours behind that. So yeah, if something happens out here in the bush, it can take a long time before first responders can get you. Yeah, real mixed bag of conditions this afternoon. Now, most of it's in good shape like this. There are a couple of damp places, a little bit sticky. And I know Tom mentioned at lunch that they're a little bit gun shy now, as you could expect. He's in a bit of pain, I think. Might wake up in the morning and with a different attitude. I don't know, but anyway. We've got probably 2 hours of riding to go. We do have to call into Southern Cross for fuel, so that'll give them a chance to maybe rest up the leg a little bit. Right, this is Southern Cross. What a great name for an Australian town, Southern Cross. Anyway, it's later in the afternoon than I was hoping. We'll pull over. We've certainly got to refuel, because otherwise our next refueling stop isn't until Kalgoorlie, so all of us will have to refuel, and I'll do some calculations. But I think what we might have to do is from here we'll have to slab it to our overnight destination. We were hoping to take in some more back roads, but I don't think that's going to be a good idea under the circumstances. So we'll get fuel, we'll have a bit of a chat, and then we'll take it from there. Right, we've picked up another straggler, Bo, on his Ural. Bo and I actually did the Simpson Desert together some years ago, 2014. But yeah, by coincidence, he was here refueling, and yeah, he was going to go to the same destination as us this evening, a place called Jardy Homestead, but I don't think we're going to make that, and I think we've agreed that we'll go to Goin, pick up the railway line and just follow that for an hour and then find a bush camp somewhere. Won't be any shortage of places to pull over. So, and there's another couple of guys who are also heading for Desert Raid. These two bikes here, both DR650s. It's Robin and a bloke by the name of NT Josh. So already we're starting to see a bit of traffic heading to the shooter shack. So yeah, Bo's going to join us. Robin and NT Josh are going to make their way via the Bullfinch Everston Road. There's a few different ways of getting to Desert Raid. You can approach it from north, south, east or west. That's the beauty of that particular destination. So, got to get out of here a bit, then turn left. Yep, I've got them all. Yeah, so €2 on this trip now. I don't know, there'll be a few other sidecar outfits at Desert Raid. There's usually a small representation. Anyway, yeah, we've got about an hour of riding, I think, before we have to look for a bush camp. Alright, this is the road that follows the railway line, the main east-west line. I haven't been on here for many years, probably 10 years I guess. Been along here several times over the years, but yeah, been a little while. In most cases it's in good shape. I mean, it's got to be, just in case, you know, there's a derailment or, you know, some other poop going on. So yeah, generally it's okay. So yeah, we'll keep going along here, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so, and then yeah, look for a bush camp, and we won't have a shortage of options around here, and we're guaranteed heaps of deadfall for firewood and stuff. Well, it's probably time to start looking for a bush camp, but this one I guess is a little bit more complicated, seeing we've got a vehicle and two sidecars with us. So I'll be looking for a track leading off. I mean, we don't need to be too far off the track, just far enough so that we're not a distraction. But yeah, it won't be as easy as it normally is, and that's okay. We've still got a bit of daylight left. Oh, bit of sloppy stuff here. So yeah, I'll just keep trekking along here slowly until I think I can find something suitable. Like I say, we don't have to be far off the track. I'll just go in here and have a look. Just stop here and I'll go and have a look here. It's a little bit soft, but you know, Chris is in a 4-wheel drive. The Urals have got 2-wheel drive if they need it. So yeah, I reckon this will do. There's enough room in here to absorb all of us. I'm not exactly going in a straight line, but that's okay. Yeah, this will do, eh? Just go back and get the others. Maybe I'll pick a more direct route for a change. Then again, maybe not. Yep. Chris is no stranger to 4-wheel driving. Done the Canning Stock route, Simpson Desert, some other gnarly tracks over the years. I'll just turn this thing around so I'm facing the direction that I want to go in the morning. This is me here, I think. Beautiful area. I've never found a snotty campsite, bush camp, in this neck of the woods. This will be lovely, especially once the sun goes down. Beautiful. too. Pretty cool last night. Beautiful day today, clear skies. So yeah, initially it'll be a bit cool, but I'm sure it'll warm up later on. Today, in 25 words or less, we're going to go from here to Jardy Station just to have a look. That's where we were meant to be last night. We'll call in there and just have a look, see, because you never know when you might want to call in there in the future as an overnight stop. And then we'll continue along the railway line here and pop out at a place called Coolgardie. Probably call in there for a cup of coffee and maybe some minor resupply, and then head to Kalgoorlie. Once we get to Kalgoorlie, we've got to top up all our fuel to the absolute maximum, including bladders, and that'll be our final resupply until we get to Laverton, which is in 4 days' time. So if blokes need something, they're going to have to get it at Kalgoorlie, and that will include water as well. We've got to leave Kalgoorlie, yeah, with maximum amount of fuel and water, and of course food for 4 days. Yeah, you don't want to hit this stuff at speed because your front wheel will just wash out from under you. The back will just spin around and you'll be facing the other direction. Tom will be a bit anxious going through there. Yeah, he'll be using my footprint as a guide. He'll be able to gauge how soft it is. That's probably why they send me up the front. Sacrificial lamb. Alright, this is the turn off to Jardy Station. I don't think it's very far. A few kilometres maybe. Jardy. I'm not sure of the history. My guess is it would have been a pastoral lease. Sheep, perhaps. A bit of a chicken track here. Might as well use it. So yeah, pastoral lease. And I'm not quite sure how long it's been abandoned. It's been handed over to the department of whoever they are. I believe it's quite popular for prospectors to use it as a base camp, that sort of thing. But anyway, we'll make our way down here and have a look-see, eh? Yeah, we haven't been on the road very long this morning, and we could have got here last night, but it would have been, you know, pretty late and wouldn't allow a lot of time to, you know, put up the tents and gather firewood and that sort of thing. So we were better off last night just cutting our losses and pulling up where we did. Campfire and fire safety. So yeah, this is it. Can't see any other vehicles, so it looks like we would have had the place to ourselves perhaps. Sign indicating that there's water here, probably from rainwater tanks I would think. I believe there's a bush shower, a couple of other amenities, a kitchen of sorts. So yeah, we'll pull over and we'll just have a crawl through the place. Hot water system, which is a bit unusual. You wouldn't expect hot water. Must be some sort of donkey burner thing, yeah? Donkey heater? Oh yeah, I see, yep. Chip heater. Is that what they call them, a chip heater? Oh, right. Chip heater. Yeah, I don't make this stuff up. Yeah? Yeah, if you've been on the road or if you used it as a base for a few days, nice. Well, nice, you know? Certainly a bit of protection from the elements if it's bucketing down with rain or perhaps stinking hot. And what looks like a long drop dunny over there. Yeah, a shed of sorts, maybe an old hay shed or something, yeah? And we certainly are quite a few kilometres from the highway, Great Eastern Highway. I mean, we only peeled off a couple of kilometres to get here, but yeah, we're some distance from Great Eastern Highway, the main east-west road. Right, it's about 2 hours to Coolgardie, we think. So we'll head off and start making our way there. We won't stop between here and there. It's about 75 kilometres, I think, something like that. Yeah, there was some bottled water there. Somebody's left that behind. I don't need it, so I left it there. And I believe if you turn, whoopsie, careful. And I believe if you turn left up here, that'll take you through to the Aurora Ranges, Mount Manning. I've seen it on a map. I think I've been to the Aurora Ranges some years ago in a four-wheel drive. So yeah, we'll get up here, turn right, cross the railway line, turn left, and keep following that for another couple of hours. Pretty busy railway line. Well, certainly at some times of the day. Last night we heard about 6 trains going past. This is the main line between the east and the west here in Australia. So yeah, very busy. Just make sure I've got them all before we leave. About to leave the railway line pretty soon. Start heading towards Coolgardie. It's been a fairly quick transit, pretty seamless. Yeah, there's a number of tracks marked on my map. This is just in case of picking the most appropriate one. Let's make sure I've got them all. Chris is tailing Charlie in the four-wheel drive. I can see him, so we'll get underway. Alright, this is Coolgardie. So yeah, we'll find the Caltex and have a bit of a chat about this afternoon. Right, the boys have been given their instructions. We'll leave here. Kalgoorlie's about 30 minutes away, and once we get to Kalgoorlie, everybody can go and do their own thing because we'll all have different priorities. Certainly got to refuel, resupply, top up with water and whatever else they think they need, check their emails, blah blah blah, because we won't have a signal for the next 3 or 4 days. And then we've all agreed to meet at the top end of Hannon Street and leave there at 2 p.m, so that gives them a couple of hours to sort out their stuff. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Bloody breathalyzer. You know, it's just such an inconvenience when you're all suited up with this gear on. They might wave us through, but then again they might not.
Where you all up to? Where you all going?